Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI, reaching you live from Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. Quickly, we're diving into what transpired yesterday, PDP convention. It's going to be a whole lot of week talking about this same issue, but let's just start off with it. Today's discussion segment. Wike, fire share, you just name it, expelled from PDP. Exercising futility or the real deal. Some are saying which kind of convention. They don't recognize the convention. The panelists that are here have yes, Olu Derimo, from Gelegele. Yes, youth chairman. Thanks so much for coming on today's show.
Chairman.
Community chairman, sorry,
Yeah.
community chairman. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Wilson.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Ahmed.
Thank you, my colleagues. Good morning, everybody.
Ahmed Wike, political analyst, Islamic scholar. Thanks so much for coming on today's show.
Thank you, Mr. Wixon.
And I still have Honorable Derek Ohuwago. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Before we delve into this expulsion, I mean, you heard the first discussant, right? Derek was among them. I mean, briefly, you're from the rural community, okay?
Yeah.
From what Barrister Abapolo said, he said he's still not impressed about the doings of Mr. Governor in the first 1 year in office. So what's your take on that before diving into this particular issue?
Yeah, thank you, Wilson.
Yeah.
It's been a while now.
Been a while.
Yeah. Basically, for me, is a preposterous, cynical, absurd for any right-thinking human being in Edo State to say the governor is not really working. You know, I would have expected the barrister to say probably his expectations are not met. You know, say his expectations are not met. Because if you go to Sapele Road, you see workings there. The governor is working in Sapele Road. If you go to Ikpoba Hill, the Ramat Park, you see the governor is putting up a very gigantic structure there. That's epic in the history of Edo State. In the lifespan of Edo State, nothing from Western region to Bendel to Edo State. This is the first time we are hosting a flyover of this magnitude. And actually, that flyover will bring value to that area. It will create value chain in that area because it's going to open up the place and also ease traffic, which has been a serious challenge in that area. So those people, you can't tell them that the governor is not working.
So how's it affected your area?
Yes, I'm coming to that aspect.
Yes.
So the governor is working, but probably the expectation of a lot of people are not met. But then he's working. He has shown working. He employed 5,000 teachers. Look at the Edo State moribund Edo line. Brought it to life, bought new buses and all that. That's showing workings. But you see, development has its personal intricacies, and that's the area I want to actually narrow down this whole thing to. That in my own case, I'm from the riverine part of Edo State. I'm an Ijoman. And coming to that aspect, in the 1 year of my governor, I say my governor because why? I voted for him. I rooted for him, I worked for him, and to make sure that in my end, in my ward, in my unit, we secured victory, total victory. So I would say he's my governor. But today, in 1 year of office of our governor, we are not really happy. We've not been impacted at all in terms of development. No one block has been laid on one in our area, in the entire riverine end of Edo State, which is predominantly occupied by the Ijaws. No one block has been laid on one. There's no one road construction. From Ekewan Barracks to Gelegele, that has access to the other riverine communities, the road is bad. But thank God they said it has been awarded. But we're yet to see caterpillar actions, yes. Equipment on site, moving equipment on site. But the truth be told, you know, the rains has been falling for a long period of time. So that actually stalled probably that activity. But then, in the core riverine areas, nothing is happening. Then, in terms of political patronage, in fact, on Tuesday, I'll be going on an appeal walk from Ekewan Barrack to Gelegele. I'm going to walk down. And that spans about 36 kilometers. I don't know what will happen to me on the road, but I want to make an appeal, a strong appeal, to draw the attention of the governor to what is happening in our area. And for me, for the riverine people, we're not happy at all because, you know, Okpebele is our in-law, and we actually betrayed our in-law. We voted against him. No average German in the APC in the Edo State is happy.
Okay, hold on.
I think the governor need to. What we are doing now is to call the attention of the governor because he's working in the metropolis. It's also show working in the riverine end as well. Because the riverine end is where the economic life of Edo State, that's where it is seated, unknown to this administration. That's where it is seated.
Thank you.
So I think the governor really need to show workings in our end.
Calm down.
Yeah.
On one hand, it's working. On the other hand, it's not working.
Yeah, I mean in my end.
Okay, your own
in
end.
my end.
Okay.
It's working. It's showing workings. It's showing workings.
Yes, but in your end, it's
In
not
my
working.
end, in the riverine end.
It's not doing
And for 1 year. So what we're trying to say, Mr. Governor, my governor, it is time to give us attention. Show us attention. Show us love. And I think the governor, as a matter of urgency, should consider the riverine end as a people of special concern. As a people of special concern.
Not a Nigerian.
Yes. The riverine end.
Enough. Thank you. Thank you.
So
You've expressed yourself. Thank you.
Yeah.
Calm down.
You. Yeah.
They've heard you. They've heard you.
No, it's emotional for me. I'm emotional.
I know, please,
and I feel very hysterical in this whole, when it comes to the riverine end, because we're really, really suffering. And I feel, sometimes I feel like shedding tears, like we're not part of the state.
Please don't shed
We
tears.
are part and parcel of the state.
They've heard you. They've heard you. Calm down. You're almost like barrister right now, because all emotions. Calm down. Be calming down. Calm down.
Thank you.
He has heard you. All right, now can we now go back to the discussion for today? The one we have right now.
Proceed.
So I'm going to start with you, Ahmed.
All right.
Did the news come to you, or came to you rather as a shock when you heard of his expulsion of Wike yesterday? Were you expecting it? Did you perceive it? I remember also there were court injunction and told them not to hold that convention. Take it up from there.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to also join my brother to appeal to the governor not to forget the riverine area.
Thank you so
because
much.
I have been there too. I wanted to purchase a land there, but because of the bad roads, I decided not to purchase the land again. So please, Mr. Governor, please help our Gelegele people, our Ijaw people, because they are loving and kind people. And I'll be going there this December.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Enjoy myself.
You're
So
welcome.
please, Mr. Governor, help us to do that road for us and do development in Gelegele. So having said that,
Yes.
PDP expulsion of Wike and others is long overdue, which everybody knows. But again, I want to also state it very clear that rewarding party loyalty is very, very key. But what happened to Wike and others was as a result of the fact that party loyalty was not rewarded. And in all this fight that Wike has been fighting them, I have always been 100% in support. As it stands right now, I am saying 100% in support of Wike to dismantle PDP to the barest minimum. As far as I'm concerned, I want Wike to continue to fight PDP. So our PDP one guy exists. Reasons being the fact that just give me a few minutes to explain.
Go ahead.
In 2014, when the bourgeois, they all left PDP. PDP to become, left PDP to PDP was almost becoming a dying, sinking ship. Wike stood as a one-man mopo, used his resources, his energy, his strength to the extent national convention that was done in Oyoso, Abi Osun, one of the, was always done in Rivers State.
At the
But
point,
I
I
could
disagree with you at the point.
No,
I
hold on.
promise.
He has
It was almost done in Rivers State every time. Because he was not using his resources and everything to ensure that PDP becomes alive. PDP became a viable opposition. When the same people ran away, like Alhaji Atiku, Kwankwaso and others, the same Atiku did a U-turn again, came back to the same PDP, used his flag to fly again for presidency. He lost. Then Wike was on ground, ensuring that this party did not die. To the extent they came up with a meeting and said, okay, this power should not come to the south. And the meeting was held in Delta State, Asaba. The same governor whose parlor the meeting was held, a communique came out that the presidency should come to South South. Later became a vice presidential candidate to the north, as against the wish of the South South. And you expect Wike to still be loyal when you've forgotten that he stood since 2014, never left. And it's time for you to reward him by giving him the flag. You refuse and you give it to another person and you expect him to be loyal. So everything Wike has been doing as against the party, in the party constitution, yes, anti-party activities is a crime, which is laudable for an expulsion, fine, which they have done, which is following the due process. But me, I'm saying that as a rational human being who believes that you should always reward party loyalty, so that at the end of the day, others
will learn.
So that is why I'm always in support. Because what happened to Wike, if it happens to me,
You'll be sad.
in fact, I will be more brutal than what Wike is even doing.
You're more brutal.
I will be more brutal, to be candid with you, because if you know what it means to remain in opposition, we have suffered opposition in this state for 8 good years, or 4 good years. He knows. For you to now still be in power, you also be in opposition again, or be feeling like you're in opposition, it's also a painful thing. So now for Wike to have fought for the party to ensure that PDP remain #1 opposition, since Wike started, let me use the word, betraying or working against PDP. Has PDP even, can we even say PDP is his first opposing party now? No. ADC is almost crawling and taking over PDP as an opposition party. Even Labour that came yesterday took over PDP as an opposition party. So if you guys knew you were good gladiators, when you need to put stood to ensure PDP stand, haven't expelled Wike and others now, just know that PDP, they're just going for the second burial. Because I speak with you, they are gone.
Okay, all right. I'll come back to you, Ahmed. Now, over now to you, Honorable Derek. He talked about the unfairness that was meted on Wike in course of their struggle. But some are saying this convention may be null and void because of court injunctions. And you may just be able, you may just hear any time from now that there's going to be a second PDP convention. Now, what's your own take on this news making the rounds?
The rule of law is clear and well established. You cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. You can also not give what you don't have. That's what the lawyers call nemo dot quod no habe in the Latin Mass. On the 7th of November, Adolphus Wabara, the BOT chairman, and the former national chairman of PDP were all suspended from the PDP. The same people that were suspended on the 7th of November now came back on the 15th, of November to suspend those that suspended, to expel those that suspended them. And mind you, there has been several federal courts, pronouncement or injunction or ex parte, preventing this convention from happening. The best that the Wabara-led faction of PDP got was a high court. If you ask me, the high court does not have jurisdiction on this matter, because this is a national convention, not a state convention. So a national convention, the best courts or the court with the jurisdiction to hear this matter, it's a federal high court. And federal high court have already said that the convention should not hold. Before then, like I said, these people have already been suspended. So I would say the Wike-led faction of PDP appear to be more proactive. Yes, they are more proactive. They saw it coming. They knew that a day like this will come, where these folks will suspend them. We expect them, so they quickly suspended them. It will not be a matter for the courts, to now determine whether the first suspension by the Wike-influenced faction is the one that will stand, or the one that was influenced by the Wabara-led faction is the one that will stand. So these are the intricacies. But all of this will now, obviously finally lead to the final comatose of PDP with regards to feeding candidates in the 2026 election. Some of us have seen all these things long ago, even before the state governorship election, that there will be serious crisis rocking various political parties. And it started with Labour Party. Remember that Labour Party is like 88% comatose as far as electioneering and political association is concerned in Nigeria currently. He has gone to a position where, like a point of no return.
So you're saying PDP, that in front of PDP, is that what you're saying right now?
PDP since yesterday, also entered that pedestal.
No, but still they had their convention.
Oh God, did you not listen to what I said earlier?
Of course I
that
heard
you cannot put something or nothing expect it to stand.
All right,
will you drop your phone on the air and it will be floating without something holding it?
I'll come back to you.
Except on the spiritual realm.
I'll come back. So, Olu, what do you have to say about this? Because I'm saying that Wike, Fayose, and they've been expunged from the party, and they're asking which faction of the party really expunged you? You talk about suspension. It's getting more and more confusing. What's really going on?
I think it's expelled. The right word they used, the party used, was expelled. That they've been expelled, and that's really strong. For me, when I'm a politician, and I am of the APC, one of the grassroots founding fathers of APC. I'm the pioneer ward secretary of APC, two-time pioneer secretary. I was an SSA to the governor of the state under APC. I was a member of the Asiwaju, the National Campaign Council for Youth for Asiwaju.
So what's your stake now in PDP?
But then,
yes.
you see, on this issue, there's what we call moderation. Moderation, being moderate in whatever you do. And for me, you know, Wike used to be my friend because he has this capacity. He has this developmental drive. And at the time when he came on board and he was working with us to bring in Asiwaju, he was my friend. I was happy because he has capacity. And to an extent, I was also unhappy the way he was treated in PDP when he actually vied for the presidency because he was of the South-South. He was pushing the agenda of the South-South where I came from, where we came from. So I was happy. But at the end of the day, he was thrown out with that kind of a scenario. He was caught in the web. Having put in a lot of resources to sustain the party like my brother just said. So for me, I was unhappy at that point. But then, to the extent it's going for me, I'm not too happy. Because there should be a level of, you should take some breaks. Because at the end of the day, look, if you go on social media, anything that has to do with Wike, he hardly gets support from the social media, from the masses. No matter what you might colorate it, paint it and all that, Wike is going too far. Like Arise TV, Rufai Hussein, he said, Wike, wanyo, take it easy, play it gradual. Because the people you're working for, the people who they really want to condemn you, they will be the one to hail you, they will be the one to bring you to limelight. So Wike is taking things too extreme. So for the expulsion, for me, that's their party affairs. I'm APC, if their party is destroyed, fine. But for me, I want an opposition party. Because that makes politics more interesting. If you degrade the opposition, finally, what will happen? That it becomes a one-man show. It will not be interesting.
Are you not saying that with this convention, they degraded the party?
Sorry, come again.
Are you not saying that with the convention held yesterday and the expelling of Wike from the party, is it going to degrade the party or make PDP stronger?
No, because of the court issues, the legal issues they have. But then, sir, I want to say something. You know, the court too is a big problem. It's a big challenge in Nigeria. The judiciary is a big challenge. You know, it will come to a time whereby the court will say they will give an injunction. Don't eat. Don't eat. Don't visit the toilet. Don't visit the convenience.
It
will come to that point. So, but my advice is that I think it is high time the court should restrain themselves from political activities to an extent, especially when it has to do with internal democracy.
All right.
Internal democracy, in quote, internal.
Democracy. I'll come back to you, Olu. Well, you've heard it, but as it stands right now, for what Derek said, you can't build something on nothing. But people say this is what we want. This is our stand. Whether the court of law said this or we had an injunction to go ahead with it. Now, all this playing out. Some people are saying that there might just be another convention organized, orchestrated by the Wike faction. How true is this analysis or projection, Ahmed?
With common sense, you should know that, yes, that is true. That's going to happen. Because in Edo State, we have two PDPs, which you are aware of. The one led by Asegbemi, and the other one led by one... forgot his name from Orion. You understand? So the same thing with what this convention issue I've just also brought up now.
Okay, by Ogeva.
About Ogeva, yes. One set now have suspended one set. Another set now have expelled the other set. They definitely, you as you speak right now, we use the word PDP now, or they are PDP, we use it. As you speak now, the other side is also PDP. Not that they are not PDP. Those ones who claim even full ownership. While the other one will also claim full ownership. So at this junction now, there is the apex court that will now determine who is now the true PDP from this one. And before the Apex Court will take that decision, most likely that is going to be around 2027 when the primaries is done of the presidency. And most likely it will favor the side that does not have presidential candidates at the end of the day. You will not discover that. So that side that have presidential candidates will lose out. So automatically ranging PDP, not feeding any candidates in the presidential election. It's a very clear game. This is 2027 issue. If they were wise, you already know that Wike is already whining and dining with the presidency, and is one of your big enemy currently. You should have done this thing diplomatically and just do with his terms and conditions. Trying to now fight him that say, yes, we're going to let you know that this party belongs to, we're going to do it. And you know that he owns the current government, whether you like it or not. By so doing, and he knows that nobody will start fighting on stage, the litigation will be the end. And when it comes to litigation, Wike, in fact, since I know Wike, almost all litigation Wike have gone into, I have not recorded anyone he has lost when it comes to political litigation. There may be some, but I'm not aware. Almost all the litigation Wike have gone into, right from when he fought his litigation from his governorship election with my brother that was former Nimasa boss, Peter Side. From there, all the litigation he has, even the one he did with Fubara and the House of Assembly issues like that. So when it comes to political litigations, I give it to him. It's almost maths. Like as my brother Derek said that, they foreseen issues were coming because they think ahead and they quickly took a bold step. So what PDPs are just doing now, to me, they are wasting their time. I am not to advise them, but I would just advise them.
You want to go for a
Let
break.
me.
We want to go for it before you advise. We want to go for it. But when we return, we'll come and conclude. But I know that this is going to be a week-long discussion on our series of this morning on ITV. Let's go for a break. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Now, about to commence our decent edition of this morning on ITV, talking about the suspension. Expulsion. That's the right word of Ian some Wike from. Is it a faction or the PDP? It's getting more and more confusing. So, Ahmed, we're making a point for to that break.
Yes, thank you. My advice I want to give to them is that it's either they told the Wike line or they told the part of Atiku by leaving the party and join another party for a viable opposition. But if they want to have, like my brother have said, we want an opposition. We of the PDPs want, we of the APCs want a viable opposition. Because we don't want a situation about by 2027 they say, now make them win, now make them win. Everybody is planning 2027 so that they can win. If you want to give President Tinubu a real run for his money or for his activity, set up a viable opposition. And one of the best options is that they told the part of Atiku, leave the PDP, pitch tent with another group of people, and become a viable position. But if they want to still continue by using PDP, my brother, the truth have to be told. They have nowhere going to. As long as Wike is still of this other part, whining and dining with the presidency, PDP have nowhere they are going. So if they want to continue with this cut here, suspend here, they will end up not feeding any single candidate. Right. That's my advice.
Over now to you, Derek. Someone I'm saying that with this expulsion, that is the end of PDP's squabble. That PDP is whole, is healthier. They are set to, field candidates for the forthcoming general election come 2027. How true is this?
Well, it will be pretty much difficult for PDP to feed at least a presidential candidate, for 2027 election because of the current fiasco rocking the party. And if you ask me, I believe that it has always been the game plan of Wike ab initio. The best they could have had was to maybe feed candidate for the National Assembly and the State Assembly positions. But for the presidency, it has always been a tall order. But now that they are dagger drawn with Wike currently, then they might as well not have anything, as the issue is now between Wike and the faction, or the other faction. they have to go to court all day long, and eventually they will still be in court when the 2027 election will be conducted. And INEC, in its characteristic way, will toss out whatever candidate that emanates from either of the, of the faction. And just like, my colleague mentioned earlier, that yes, the wicked faction will also go ahead to hold the convention for a semblance of legitimization of their own faction, so that the battle will be consolidated. At the end of the day, Wike is playing the devil's advocate in this particular scenario, and he will almost certainly succeed in ensuring that PDP is rendered comatose as far as 2027 elections is concerned.
All right. Expelling Wike, was that the wrong move by the faction of PDP yesterday?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's right or wrong. That's their opinion, and that's the way they felt that it was the right decision for them to make. And, they felt it was long overdue, and they have to take a bold step. Like they say, now once man they die, man not they die 2 times. I think that's what informed their decision. Let's take this decision and see what happens. And they took the decision, whether good or bad, rightly or wrongly. So for me, I think it's their own take. It's their party, it's their internal issues, and they should be able to handle their issues. But for me, I know that PDP cannot field a presidential candidate. Not just presidential candidate, it will snowball down to the least person.
The local government
level. The local government. They can't present anybody. So the best thing, like some of these state governors, what they are doing is to opt to another party, because they know that it will be difficult for them to feed any candidate. And that's the whole...
But see, in Anambra State, PDP feared the candidate.
The case has not got into this.
No, the thing is that it will be challenged in court. When they challenge it in court, that's where you now see the pros and cons in it.
When he eventually wins the election.
Eventually. So, and it's going to... And this, like Doye didn't mention of that fact that he does not want his House of Assembly members, his rep members to face such challenge that to see who will even sign their forms. So I think PDP, like what my brother just said, the better option for them is to actually jump ship.
Abandon ship.
Yes. Because PDP is moribund right now. He's in comatose. He's on oxygen right now as it is right now. And Wike too, for me, Wike should be very careful. Wike is not my friend. He should be very careful. I don't like the way he's handling issues.
Wow. It's like PDP that has dagger drawn on each other's jugular, whether I want to believe it or not. Some are saying they have 2 factions. One for Wike, one against Wike. The one against Wike say Wike, you'll be expelled. Wike will just say you've been suspended with all these both court's injunction. How do you think PDP can feed the presidential candidates, talk less of the House of Assembly, National Assembly, local government, with all this on the ground? Like I told you before, it's going to be a series of discussion on TMI. Take a look at Wike's expulsion and all that. So from Monday, Tuesday, you get to see us talking about it to know how PDP can really get out of this quagmire. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your wonderful analysis. Our time definitely is up. We'll do this again next week Sunday, God willing. Bye for now.